Welcome to Civil Services Achievers Point. We are discussing today the Assam Tribune of 30 October 2020. This Assam Tribune analysis is based on the new pattern of APSC. It is also useful for the other state level government examinations. At Civil Services Achievers Point, we have various courses. To join the courses, you can call at the number given below. You can also follow us on the social media platforms. These are the answers to MCQs of 29 October and these are the MCQs of 30 October 2020. You can pause the video here and you can try to answer these questions in the comment section below. These are the important newspaper articles and the important editorials we are discussing today. So students, let us begin with the news articles first. The first news article is regarding there is a term used here, Diplo Terrorism. So, Diplo Terrorism by China to leverage over Myanmar in India. So, this topic we are discussing under the General Studies 2 paper, International Relations topic. So, the background is that China is attempting Diplo Terrorism. So, what is this Diplo Terrorism? We will look into it now. China is attempting Diplo terrorism through Arakan army for leverage over Myanmar and India, and which also presents the violent side of the Chinese Belt and Road Initiative. It is the OBOR. Once it was called One Belt, One Road Initiative. Now it's called the BRI, means Belt and Road Initiative. And this not only ensnares the Myanmar into debt traps, but also seeks to bar competitors through violent means by actions of sub-state actors. Now, what does this mean is that China has a tendency of giving loans to the countries at very lower interest rates, and after giving the loans, if the countries are unable to repay the loans, then the countries fall into the vicious cycle of debt trap. And so according to sources, China has used the same tactics as a weapon against India, and what they have done is that they have trained the Indian insurgent groups in the northeastern states and also provide them with arms and ammunition to them so that they can involve in the terrorism activity against India. And in Myanmar, China has used the Arakan army, which is a Arakanese armed group declared as a terrorist organization, and to limit India's inroads against the through the Kaladan multimodal transport project. So what is this? As you know, as we have already discussed, India has hugely invested into the infrastructure project of Kaladan multimodal transport and transit project. So what the Chinese is doing is they're using the terrorism to halt India's diplomatic efforts, and so that China can have a upper hand in the Myanmar territories, and it can pose as a hindrance in the Indo-Myanmar diplomatic relations. So that is why it is called Diplo Terrorism. Again, what has sent alarm bells ringing is the growing Chinese involvement with the insurgent outfits of Northeast India, and a large consignment of Chinese made weapons comprising of AK-47 assault rifles, machine guns, anti-tank mines, grenades and ammunition were seized in Mysore district of Thailand bordering Myanmar. So a heavy consignment of arms and ammunition have been recovered along the Myanmar-Thailand border. So these have proven that the Chinese are supplying the weapons, and these are smuggled to the Indian insurgent groups based at the Myanmar border, as they pay a good prices. So this article in details goes to discuss the various activities of the Chinese so as to nullify the India's efforts in the development and infrastructure projects in Myanmar and thereby degrading the Indo-Myanmar diplomatic relations. So now coming to the next important article, centers new ordinance to tackle Delhi air pollution. So this we are discussing under the General Studies 2 paper, Polity and Governance. So in a response to tackle the persistent problem of air pollution in Delhi NCR, the center has introduced a new law through an ordinance, and under the ordinance released by the Ministry of Law and Justice, the Environment Pollution Prevention and Control Authority (EPCA) has been dissolved and replaced by a commission comprising over 20 members. Now, some of the provisions are: violation of provisions entails a punishment of a jail term of up to 5 years or with fine up to rupees 1 crore or with both. Now, the ordinance may be called the Commission for Air Quality Management in the National Capital Region and Adjoining Areas Ordinance. So this is the name of the ordinance, and it shall apply to the National Capital Region and also to the adjoining areas. As per the ordinance, the adjoining areas where it shall be enforced include the Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh, adjoining areas of the NCR and Delhi, where any source of pollution is located which is causing an adverse impact on air quality in the National Capital Region. Now coming to the next important article, world's highest altitude data center in Tibet. So APSC might check this point, where is the world's highest altitude data center is located. So China is built. So this topic we are discussing under the General Studies 1 paper, Geography of World. So China is building the world's highest altitude cloud computing data center in Tibet, and it will meet the data storage needs of the country and South Asian nations like Nepal, Bangladesh and Pakistan. So it will not only meet the needs of China but also the needs of Nepal, Bangladesh and Pakistan. The data center is located in a high-tech zone of the Tibetan regional capital city of Lhasa, located at an altitude of around 3,656 meters and making it the highest altitude data center in the world. So this point is very, very important. Now coming to the next important article, government hikes ethanol price by up to rupees 3.34 per liter. So this we are discussing under the General Studies 3 paper, Economic Development. So the government on Thursday increased the price of ethanol extracted from sugarcane for doping in the petrol. So what is this doping? Doping means mixing with petrol. The ethanol extracted from sugarcane is mixed with the petrol, and the price of the same of ethanol is increased by up to rupees 3.34 per liter, as the government is looking to increase the ramp up the program, as it has benefited the farmers and also help cut down the import on oil. So the mixing of ethanol which are extracted from sugarcane with petrol it has multiple benefits. One is that it benefits the farmers, and also it reduces the import of oil from the Middle East, and also it reduces the bill. Now the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, headed by the Prime Minister, raised the price of ethanol extracted from sugarcane juice to rupees 62.65 per liter from current rupees 59.49 per liter. So this is very, very important. The rate for ethanol from carbon heavy molasses has been increased from 43.75 per liter to 45.69 per liter, and that of ethanol from B heavy to rupees 57.61 to 54.27 per liter. India, so this point is important. India, which is 85% dependent on imports. So this point is very, very important that India's oil needs, the petrol, diesel, 85% is imported from outside. So you can understand how much dependent India is on oil imports. So India allows doping of up to 10% ethanol in petrol with a view to cutting oil import and vehicular emissions, as also offer a remunerative source for sugarcane farmers to sell their produce. So now coming to the next important article, 3 killed and one of them may be beheaded inside the Nice church. So this is happened in the Nice city of France. So this might be asked in the APSC exam. So at least 3 people may have been killed and several others have been wounded after a night attack inside a cathedral church in Nice, France, and inside the Notre Dame Basilica in the city center. And this is after the school attack or the school teacher attack called Samuel Paty. And when after this attack happened, after the attack in the school, so this might be indicating the rise of extremists in the European continent. So this is very important topic for our security topic in our GS3 paper. So you can check here the Vigilance Awareness Week from 27 October to 2nd November. So various incentives or various methods for decreasing corruption is mentioned here. Students can use this quote in the mains examination by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam regarding how to make India corruption free. Then here, Bohumukhi Ban Ashragriha means multi-dimensional or multi-purpose flood relief camps. So here it is announced by the government. Students can go through the various salient features of this scheme or initiative. Now we will discuss the important editorials of the Assam Tribune. Land law reforms. So this editorial discusses regarding the recent government of India which has decided to make amendments in the rights of land in the Union Territory of J&K, Jammu and Kashmir. So on August 5 last year, the government of India had revoked the special status or limited the autonomy granted under Article 370 of the Indian Constitution to the Jammu and Kashmir, to the erstwhile state of Jammu and Kashmir, and among other aspects, after the revocation officially ended the safeguards of land rights guaranteed under the Article 35A. So this law till then served to protect the distinct identity and culture of the people of Jammu and Kashmir by empowering the state government to identify who the permanent residents of the state were, and certain rights were exclusively reserved for them. Now, however, the ministry now at the union have introduced the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Adaptation of State Laws 5th Order 2020, which repeals 12 state laws, and it includes the historic land reforms laws and amends 14 other laws, some of which deal with the sale and purchase of land in Jammu and Kashmir. So from now on, this is a very historic development. From now on, people from outside Jammu and Kashmir can purchase and own land in that union territory, and the term permanent residence has now been struck off from all the existing laws. So this is very important development. Students should make a note of it. So with these students, we come to an end to today's current affairs news. I hope this news was very helpful. Thank you. Thank you for watching.